I support the US policy toward Iran, based on preventing the proliferation of nuclear weapons. A policy of prevention helps to keep the region and the world safe, ensuring that nuclear devices will not find their way into the hands of unstable regimes or terrorist organizations. No one phrases this position better than President Obama, who I quote from the Washington Institute. We do not want to see a nuclear arms race in one of the most volatile regions in the world. We do not want the possibility of a nuclear weapon falling into the hands of terrorists. And we do not want a regime that has been a state sponsor of terrorism being able to feel that it can act even more aggressively or with impunity as a consequence of its nuclear power. That's why we have worked so diligently to set up the most crippling sanctions ever with respect to Iran. We do believe that there is still a window that allows for a diplomatic resolution to this issue, but ultimately the Iranian regime has to make a decision to move in that direction, a decision that they have not made thus far. And as I emphasized, even as we will continue on the diplomatic front, we will continue to tighten pressure when it comes to sanctions. I reserve all options, and my policy here is not going to be one of containment. My policy is prevention of Iran obtaining nuclear weapons. And as I indicated yesterday in my speech, when I say all options are at the table, I mean it. These sanctions, although very punishing, do not do enough to halt the direct process of obtaining enough weapons-grade uranium to produce a nuclear weapon. Relations so far have been all talk, with no real progress on slowing down Iran's program. Iran has time and time again concealed their nuclear activity, and has clearly and deliberately supported terrorist organizations in the region and the world. It is with high confidence then that we can assume that if Iran was to obtain one or multiple nuclear devices, they would be used for purposes that do not align with the interests of the US. Iran could hold the Middle East hostage and have a forceful takeover of oil fields in the area, thus creating a global shortage of oil and causing political and economical unrest. If Iran was to sell or gift a nuclear device to an active terrorist organization, the world would live in constant fear of attack. According to the State Department, if Iran achieved nuclear capability, an arms race much like the Cold War could emerge in the region, causing further instability and possible all-out war. The American Enterprise Institute supports this opinion, going into further detail that a nuclear-ready or nuclear-armed Islamic Republic ruled by the clerical regime could threaten the Persian Gulf region and its vast energy resources, spark nuclear proliferation throughout the Middle East, cause additional instability in global energy markets, embolden extremists in the region and destabilize states such as Saudi Arabia, provide nuclear technology to other radical regimes and terrorists, and seek to make good on its threats to eradicate Israel. Thank you.